Y'all, it looks like Young Thug's tea is spilling everywhere after these leaked prison calls. First, it was him saying Kendrick wasn't as big as Drake. Then it was him calling Glorilla ugly. And now, it's Mariah the Scientist. Mariah is completely shattered after jaw-dropping leaks just surfaced, and the internet is losing its ever-loving mind. Sources claim the calls expose Young Thug's secret prison affair. Some fans never expected this, and the fallout is already wild. Social media is erupting, clips are blowing up, and everybody is picking sides. And little Miss Mariah is caught right in the middle, blindsided and heartbroken. The way this is all unfolding is nothing short of explosive. The receipts are out, the whispers are turning into full-blown chaos, and this drama isn't just spilling, it's erupting across the music world. From private secrets to public outrage, this scandal is shaking up everything we thought we knew about Young Thug, Mariah, and the entire scene around them. And trust me, y'all, you are not ready for what comes next. Mariah herself even said, "Now I cannot trust you, and I'm forced to let you go." And isn't that the truth? Because it's wild that Young Thug would play in Mariah's face like that when she stayed 10 toes down for him during his 2 years in prison, standing by his side through his RICO trial and all the chaos. She held him down like the writer she is, only for it to come out that he was allegedly in prison entertaining multiple women, and maybe even men. A leaked jail call recently resurfaced where Thug openly bragged about chatting with 10 different women every single day behind bars. 10 y'all. And he didn't even sound embarrassed. He laughed about it like it was no big deal, just part of his daily routine. The clip blew up online not only because it was shady, but because it made Mariah look like the ride-or-die girlfriend who was holding it all together while he barely acknowledged her. But just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, more leaked calls started popping up. It turned out it wasn't just women Thug was putting in hours with. Fans noticed he was talking to his boys just as much. Suddenly, those old DL rumors came roaring back. Thug's sexuality has been speculated about for years, from rocking dresses on album covers to calling his friends bae. People have always said his vibe was a little sus, but with these jail calls out in the open, the internet is convinced that Mariah wasn't just competing with other women. She may have been competing with men too. The worst part? Thug himself downplayed her loyalty, brushing off her devotion with the dismissive line that Mariah loves me too much. Imagine being that ride-or-die girlfriend, sticking through court dates, jail visits, and public humiliation, only for him to treat your love like it's too much of a burden. Earrings off, Vaseline on, because now the conversation online isn't about whether Mariah will leave. It's about why she stayed as long as she did. The real turning point came when fans realized these leaks weren't just random. They showed a pattern Thug had been hiding for years. The internet exploded after Law and Crime released the jail call clips, and people who were already skeptical about his RICO case went into overdrive. One of the first clips to catch attention was Thug talking to Lioness A. Yes, the same Lioness who is now linked to Devin Haney. The way he spoke didn't sound casual at all. Fans said it seemed like he was keeping tabs on women outside while Mariah was holding him down inside. But then came the call with Mariah herself, and that one hit hardest. Instead of showing her appreciation, he brushed her off. She gave him updates from the outside world, poured her loyalty into him, and he responded by saying she loved him too much. That moment exposed the ugly truth. While she was devoted, he was dismissive. And now the whole world sees it.
I talked to Mariah today. She's like, man, she said she feel better from talking to you.
For sure.
You got her in her feelings, man.
What happened?
No, I'm just saying she loves you, man.
Oh, for sure.
Like, overly.
Yeah, like, too much. Sometimes too much.
What really set the internet on fire wasn't just the women. Fans noticed Thug spending hours on the phone with his boys, too. People started analyzing every laugh, every tone, every word. And soon, the old DL rumors came roaring back. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Mariah potentially playing second fiddle to other women anymore. Now, the conversation included the possibility that there was another side to Young Thug's life that she might not have even known about. Then came Thug's own shocking confession about talking to 10 women a day in jail. That was the breaking point for a lot of fans. It was clear to everybody that Mariah had more than enough reasons to walk away. When the clip of Young Thug casually admitting he talks to 10 different women a day leaked, people were stunned, even though some argued she should have seen the signs. After all, there were already rumors of him cheating with multiple women before he even got arrested. And let's not forget, he's rich as hell, y'all. Of course, he had more than enough women to keep him company, even if only over the phone. But what really shocked people wasn't just the cheating, it was how casual he was about it. The way he said it, without hesitation or guilt, made it sound like talking to other women was just part of his daily routine, nothing serious. For him, it was a throwaway line. For everybody else listening, it came across as a full-on confession that he'd been entertaining other women the entire time Mariah was standing by his side. And while she was staying loyal, he was laughing about betrayal like it was no big deal.
Girls, a lot of girls hit me up. Asia hit me up. Asia hit me up out of the blue. What was the girl with the freckles? Remember her?
Yeah. Look how.
Yeah, she hit me up.
Look, when I come out tonight, I'm gonna call. When I come out tonight, I'm gonna call you. Yeah, for sure. So I want you to text her and tell her, for sure.
Y'all, the reactions were instant and savage, to say the least. Fans weren't just upset that Thug was talking to other women. They were furious because of what it made Mariah look like. She had been the definition of loyal, visiting him in jail, defending him publicly, and even shaping her music around love, commitment, and not messing with anybody else. Meanwhile, he's out here dropping lines about chatting with a whole roster of women like it's nothing. And possibly men too. Her devotion stood out in sharp contrast to how little he seemed to value her. It wasn't just awkward, it was humiliating. The internet immediately framed it as proof that Mariah was getting played. And just when people thought it couldn't get messier, more leaked calls dropped. But these new clips didn't just raise questions about his relationships with women. They had everybody wondering what else he might have been keeping under wraps. Fans began pointing out that it wasn't only the women Thug was calling that caught attention. He was also spending hours and hours on the phone with his boys. Now normally, that wouldn't be anything to side-eye. You chop it up with your homies, right? But the way he carried on in some of those chats had people doing double takes. The jokes, the pet names, the playful tone. It didn't exactly read like just friends catching up. And let's be real for a second, for a millisecond. This isn't some brand new theme. Thug has always kept people guessing about his sexuality. From calling his homies bae on social media to showing up in a purple dress on the Jeffrey album cover, he's been dropping hints and sparking questions for years. And now, with these calls in the spotlight, the conversation is louder than ever.
First time I ever wore a dress, at that point I didn't even know it was a dress.
Fans used to laugh it off, but now, after these leaked calls, people are starting to voice what they've been thinking for a while. Maybe Thug wasn't just keeping things casual with women in jail. Maybe there was something else going on entirely. Some brushed it off as him just being playful, but a lot of people saw the calls as proof of those old DL rumors. For years, fans have been reading into his behavior, and now it felt like confirmation of what they suspected all along. The truth is, these whispers didn't start with the jail calls. Thug's actions and antics had people questioning him long before these clips ever surfaced. Back in the day, his social media posts kept people guessing. He called his friends lover or bae on Instagram, and fans immediately started talking. Then there was the Jeffrey album cover, where he showed up in a full dress. Some saw it as a bold fashion statement, but for many, it felt like another clue about his sexuality. And the interviews, y'all, they didn't help either. Whenever the topic came up, he'd laugh, change the subject, or brush it off with lines like, "My personal life is my personal life." All of it left plenty of room for speculation. So when the jail calls leaked, fans started piecing things together. Suddenly, it wasn't just playful chats with friends anymore. It looked like a consistent pattern spanning years. And people were ready to say, look, it's always been there, and now we're seeing it for ourselves.
That wasn't a
Jeffrey
dress.
one.
On God, because I know what my version of a dress is. It's kind of like when you do put on a dress, is that more for shock? No, it's just like, I wanted a cheetah print long shirt. I couldn't find one. This is the closest I'm gonna get to it. It stopped me from judging people because it's like, people judge me and people say gay, but it's like, if people think that I'm gay, they already misjudged.
But through all the drama, Mariah ended up at the center of the conversation without even doing anything at all. Fans weren't just asking why she stuck around after the cheating leaks. They started speculating that maybe there was something bigger happening behind the scenes that she had no idea about. Suddenly, the image of her as this ride-or-die girlfriend didn't feel like pure loyalty anymore. It looked more like she was trapped in a situation Thug never planned to make public. From the very beginning, Mariah's role in the relationship was clear. She was the loyal one. She showed up for court dates, made visits behind bars, and even poured her feelings into songs that fans swore were about holding Thug down. People treated her like the ultimate ride or die. But once those jail call leaks dropped, the tone online flipped instantly. Praise turned into jokes and shade. TikToks mocked her loyalty with captions like, "Me being more faithful to my situationship than Mariah is to young Thug." Twitter threads dragged her for sticking around while he was allegedly juggling multiple women, and maybe even some of his friends, in ways people found more than questionable.
Okay. I just want to thank God for the day. I want to thank you for life, light, and love. I want to thank you for our family and our friends. I want to thank you for Jeff and our relationship. I want to thank you for covering us with a blood and Jesus, protecting us, keeping us safe every day. Yes! It has really been a long time coming, and it has been really hard. But I'm appreciative that you kept showing up for me and supporting me. There was people who was telling me I would never see him again. There was people who was laughing at me, imagining the situation, making fun of us. Y'all know she's so fun playing to them. This supposed to be a prayer. Hold on, thank you. And amen. God bless you. Who doubted me and doubted me and said this nigga was never gonna make it. Oh no. What you gonna say now? Now when I say love, we gotta switch it up. When this shit is so unbelievable. But let's just make it to the end so I can get on this. You know what I'm gonna do.
The more loyal she looked, the more it seemed like she was being played. And the brutal side of being in a high-profile relationship is this. Once the internet decides someone's getting played, the narrative takes on a life of its own. Things got even messier when her career started taking a backseat. People weren't talking about her music anymore. Headlines just called her young Thug's girlfriend who won't leave. That ride-or-die image that once felt empowering suddenly became a trap, tying her name to Thug's drama instead of letting her shine on her own. Watching those clips of Thug brushing her off didn't just sting. It made it painfully clear she was pouring herself into a man who didn't return the same energy. And let's be real, she's too pretty for that. But then Thug dropped one line that escalated everything and made the internet turn on him harder than ever. In a shocking rant, he low-key admitted that he and several other ATL rappers were on the DL. Responding to fans who accused him of snitching, Thug fired back saying, "Since y'all wanna call me a snitch, let's just air it all out then. We all be taking Mad D in Atlanta. I'm talking all your fave rappers be taking it, and they homeboys be giving it. Don't wear no skinny surround baby if you not with it." Now, was he talking about Birdman? Or Lil Baby? Either way, it was wild. He jumped from defending himself against accusations of snitching on Ghana, and the rest of YSL straight into outing everybody for being on the DL. It was almost like he had been waiting for the perfect opportunity to come out, and he did it in the cattiest, messiest, most roundabout way possible. He ended up deleting the tweet after a few minutes, but by then the damage was already done. And just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, YSL's own Woody jumped into the drama, making things even messier. In a viral clip, Woody claimed that Thug had done some nasty things in prison. Things so dark that Thug himself allegedly couldn't even look in the mirror afterward. Woody even went as far as to say Thug paid huge amounts of hush money to keep it quiet. And y'all, the video I'm about to show you has the internet in absolute shambles. Take a listen.
But Mariah, the only person with me in the green, and this my folk. Like, you ain't never took no meeting without me. Like, you ain't never tried to cross me out. You ain't never did none of that. I'm gonna give you some of your masters. You see what I'm saying? I take 300 million before I take 375 million. I take 300 million and give you 75 million worth of your right back. Cause if I sell this and make 375 million, I'm already thinking in my mind I got to give you the 75 million anyway. So before I do that, I ain't gonna even take the money. I'm gonna just give you 75 million. So and your study growing. And you hold your for 2-3 years, you gonna get you 100 million for it. If you hold it for 2-3 more years, you gonna get you 100 million.
It's definitely giving what it's supposed to give. R.I.P. to Roland Ray. And honestly, it's hard not to feel bad for Mariah. She even canceled some shows when Thug got released because she wanted to spend time with her man, only to find out he was allegedly cheating on her with anybody who so much as looked at him behind bars. Y'all, talk about a mess. But just like that, the tea is boiling over, and Mariah the Scientist is left picking up the pieces while fans lose their minds. Sides are being taken, timelines are exploding, and the fallout from Young Thug's secret prison affair is only just beginning. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. This isn't the end, y'all. And it definitely isn't going quietly. Stay tuned, because the next bombshell is coming faster than anybody can blink. But here's the real question. Who's actually telling the truth here? And who's about to get dragged for filth next? You already know, the chaos is far from over. So drop your thoughts in the comments below, and check out this next video.